Hello, people. I have finished a book, Desert Traveler, The Life of Jean-Louis Burckhardt. Uh, this kind of goes without saying. It's a book that come out of my half-read pile. I probably picked that book up and put it back down 3 or 4 times. I, I love this subject. I've got several books, with the same subject. 19th century European explorers of Africa or North Africa or of Arabia Felix. I got 2 of those. And, I also enjoy the Arctic and the Antarctic explorers. I got books about Captain Cook. I love this stuff. But this book is just not well written. This author, Catherine Sim, she's got several books to her credit. Maybe some people would enjoy it. I don't know. She's, every paragraph there's some kind of descriptive, eyes are limpid pools or the sunset is scarlet streaks. And, after 418 pages, and when you read as much as I do, that's just, that's just fluff, Instead of being 418 pages, this could have been 350 pages if she didn't do all of that stuff. So, Burckhardt, and this is like a biography, and so I suppose in a biography you're compelled to, go on and on about the guy's hometown and about his parents and about his grandparents, and I don't give a crap about that stuff, but that's in every biography. He grew up in Switzerland, and I don't know, he had kind of a weird childhood, and these guys that explore North Africa, they're kind of weird, and I'll get to that a little bit later. My first note, which is from, it's only on page 49. I put this book down for at least 2 months. Yes. Unnecessary spilt ink about Burckhardt's hometown, his parents, etc. 418 pages. They also, she has some quotes from Gibbon in here. Every chapter starts with a kind of what she thinks is a cool quote. There's quotes from Gibbon in here. There's like quotes from Arab poets and stuff. But she talks about somebody running into Gibbon. And nowhere in the book does she say who Gibbon is. I know who Gibbon is, but not everybody does. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky there. Burckhardt is credited with discovering Petra. If everybody knows what Petra is, I'm sure they do. I don't want to sound condescending here. I'm sure you know what Petra is. You have to walk through this winding gorge to get there, and it's beautiful. It's carved out of rock. And I have the word discovers in parentheses there because obviously you're not going to discover something that somebody built. He was the first European to discover Petra. He also discovers Abu Simbel, which I believe is drowned, because some kind of a dam scheme now. I think they cut it up and moved it. But Abu Simbel is fucking beautiful. And when he discovers it, it's like covered in sand, and it's pretty cool. Okay, these travelers were kind of weird people, and Burckhardt goes right along with all the rest of them. I don't think Burckhardt ever was with a woman. He was never married, and the book is taken in large part from Burckhardt's notes. I don't know if Burckhardt, if they took his notes and made a book with just his notes. I'd rather read that. But he never talks about being with a woman in Europe or in Africa. So I wrote down the name Stanley, the guy from Livingstone and Stanley. Stanley was a very weird character, and he was a fantastic explorer, but when it came to having relationships with with other humans, and especially with the opposite sex, Stanley was a very weird guy. And I've also got Gordon written down here. Gordon is not really an explorer. I'm talking about Charles Gordon, Chinese Gordon. You know, they made the heroic movie about him with what's his fuck playing Gordon. Fuck, I can't think of the guy's name. The idiot that was in charge of the NRA for a little while. Never mind. But anyways, Gordon was very weird. And Burckhardt may have been weird in the same exact way. Gordon liked to keep little boys around him. And Burckhardt, he lived in, North Africa for so long that he ended up owning slaves. And two of them were young boys that he became very fond of. And he did have a slave girl, too, which is kind of weird. Most of these guys were really against slavery. Burckhardt never writes about that. The book was written in 1969, so they talk about Lake Nassau in there. He runs into some monks that make brandy out of dates. I fucking love dates, so my mouth started watering when I read that. I would love to taste brandy made from dates. He's in Cairo, and there's a plague going on. And this is what my notes said. The author calls it the plague, but since zero details of symptoms are given, it could be anything. It could be dysentery. A great author, when they get to the point where Burckhardt's, it's kind of a shutdown. They're all hanging out in their rooms, and kind of like what we're going through now. When the plague is going on, a good author would gather up whatever anybody had written about at that time, or since this plague seems to have been something that recurred in Cairo, you could go back, for the last 200-300 years and take what they wrote. At least give me some fucking symptoms and guess about what plague it was. You can't just say fucking plague. That doesn't tell me nothing. So I got third paragraph, page 345. I'm gonna spare you my reading. I think this is the only one. This is in the time of the plague, and they're talking about accidentally burying people alive. The stupor into which, this comes straight from Burckhardt's notes too. The stupor into which they fell when the disorder was at a crisis had been mistaken for death. One of them gave signs of life at the moment they were depositing him in the grave and was saved. The body of the other, when his tomb was reopened several days after his burial to admit the corpse of a near relation, was found with bloody hands and face, and the winding sheet torn by the unavailing efforts he had made to rise. On seeing this, the people said that the devil, being unable to hurt his soul, had thus disfigured his body. So, nice, they fucking burying people alive. I thought I had some more notes, but that's it. Burckhardt ends up dying. He wants to try to get to Timbuktu, which was a big deal back then. I've even read books all about it. But he gets some kind of a digestive, it's probably dysentery, maybe malaria, I don't know, but he gets sick and he weakens and he dies. He dies in his 30s, so he's very young. All in all, I guess it wasn't too bad of a book. I'm going to have to go and look through my pile of some of them I haven't started, some of them are on page 75. I think the books, as I picked through that pile, are getting progressively worse. There's a couple of them in there that I haven't started, and every once in a while I'll start one and they end up being good. So, thanks for watching.